What is the difference between illusion and intuition?
If it doesn't match with sadhu and shastra, then it's probably illusion. And if it matches or takes you closer to sadhu and Krishna Guru sadhu shastra, then it's intuition.
As you have traveled,
intuition, I think, is a modern way to describe Chaitya Guru, the Lord in the heart. So if you want to know if it's Chaitya Guru or if it is illusion, then you find out, is it bringing you closer to Krishna or not? Is it lined up with Guru Sadhu Shastra? Then if it is, then you're in the right direction.
As you have traveled the whole world, why you thought that you should be here in Mayapur?
Why did I end up in Mayapur? Actually, in 1991, we asked a very dear godbrother of ours where we should be next, where we should go next. We had opened a temple in South Africa. We had been in Mauritius also. And at the time, we were a little bit at a crossroads. And we asked he's Guru now, we asked him, so where should we go? And he said, well, Mayapur is very nice for families. So then we made arrangements to come to Mayapur. That was in 1991, and we stayed here with our family till 2001, more or less. Then 2001, my husband wanted to spend some time in the West. So we went back there from 2001 till 2010. Then I came back by myself, and the children, then grown up, stayed in Canada. And by then they were grown up and married and everything. So they stayed in Canada. And they still have very strong attachment to Mayapur because of their having spent their kind of childhood here. Yes.
I have about kirtan and getting old and raising children.
So what's the next one you do?
I have one Mataji is giving initiation.
Oh, yeah. I'm not just thinking about that 1 minute there, it's taking a long time. We will talk over it. Who knows when they'll stop. Guru is not a gender thing. Anybody can bring anyone to Krishna, or as close as they are. Nowhere does it say that only men can be Guru. I mean, in our own Sampradaya, Janama Mata was Guru. And between her and Bhaktivinoda Thakur, there are several Mataji Gurus. It's just a misconception. It's a misconception to think that women cannot be Guru. Guru is by qualification, not by gender. And frankly, anyone who thinks either that he is a man or that she is a woman is not very qualified to want us to first rise above this concept of being the body.
Yes.
And anyone who aspires to be a guru, I don't know what to say about the level of their humility. I am very good. I can take you back to Godhead. Sign up with me. Guru is a very personal and intimate thing. You see who inspires you in Krishna consciousness and try to get as much of their association as possible. Nobody needs a label to inspire you.
But you're like, Mataji is giving Diksha.
Here now, no. There was one Mataji, I have a god sister who took one or two disciples, and then they told her, just wait a little bit. Oh, sure. I'll wait, no big deal. So right now she's not taking any disciples. I think she has a list growing, but she's not taking. But she's still inspiring people wherever she goes. She's still preaching. But she's not taking on the formality of being a guru in the formal sense.
It is possible.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
So, my next question is about kirtan. How special it is for you.
I explained to you already about when I joined that the devotee told me to chant and that all my answers would be revealed through chanting. I don't really see kirtan and japa as very different from one another, except that sankirtan or congregational chanting is a bit easier to get absorbed for me. Not for everyone. For me, it is easier to get absorbed when I'm using my voice and musical instruments and the company of others of the same or similar mindset. It's very, very powerful. But the holy name made me a devotee. So kirtan is important for me. It wasn't that devotee that made me a devotee. He couldn't answer my question, told me to chant. It was the holy name that made me a devotee.
So, like, if we want to do, we can just start it.
Yeah.
Wherever we are.
Wherever you are. You know, you go to the movie and you really like the theme song, and on your way home you sing it. Who's to stop you? And who's to stop you from saying, wow, the costumes, the music, oh, the dances, and nobody can stop you. So Krishna Consciousness is like that. It should be overflowing from your heart in a mood of acceptance, in a mood of more than acceptance, in an enthusiastic way, like it just overflows how much you love it. So then you go home and you're singing to yourself and oh, what is it you're singing? Oh, this, it's so nice. So it's something that, of course, you're not going to get to that state of overflowing enthusiasm unless you practice it. So you have to engage in kirtan, you have to engage in chanting, you have to engage in hearing, and then you can be overflowing and you can tell others how wonderful it is. Does that make sense?
Yes. So, raising Krishna conscious child, there, like in your case, it is really challenging. It was because you travel a lot.
That wasn't such a challenge in itself. I traveled a lot, yes, 4 children, sometimes 3, sometimes 2, sometimes 4, and we just went everywhere. But I think that the most important thing in raising children is to remember that they will do what you do when they're young children. And children and youth have an affinity for honesty. Not that you tell them, sit down and chant properly, and you yourself are walking around and mindlessly chanting. They will not do. They will do as you do. So the best thing you can do when you're raising children is to be Krishna conscious. Then you will raise Krishna conscious children. Be enthusiastic, be happy. If you're always lamenting, oh, this devotee did this, that devotee did that, the children hear. Don't think they don't hear. They hear even when they're in the womb, they hear. It's not that because they can't make any comment, they're not hearing. They hear. And then they'll grow up thinking, oh, I don't want to have anything to do with that being part of ISKCON. They're all miserable people. Let me get out of there as soon as I can. It may not even formulate as words. It will formulate in action. So don't engage in criticizing others. Is that camera working?
ये बंद हो गया है. कब से बंद चार्जिंग? चार्जिंग के वजह से गर्म हो चुका है.
So you have to be honest about your practices and be enthusiastic about your practices.
So the role of parents are very important.
Yes. But if you followed already the step 1 in choosing a husband and in-laws who share your goals, then it can grow pretty smoothly. Your goals are not to accumulate things, so you're not going to bury him in plastic toys that he can immerse himself in, forgetting about Krishna. We'll make games, say Jai Radhe, say Jai Radhe, say Jai Jagannath. Everything becomes Jai Radhe, Jai Jagannath. Don't put your hands in your mouth. I mean, you have to correct the child. They don't know. But mostly you have to teach by example. If you're spending your whole day staring at your phone, you can't tell them, phones are no good, no phone for you. They get a phone when you're a teenager. Then what? Then what, you know? What you do, what you can do, they can do. So that's something for sure that we did with our children. If it was not good for us, and not that we would get a babysitter and go do it without them. So, and I think that's important. It doesn't mean that you never use babysitters, because you may want to go attend a lecture that your child will be restless, and then you will get someone to babysit, but not that, oh, I want to go, my friends, we have people from work or whatever, acquaintances, they're meeting up in the bar, and no, I won't drink, I just want to go there. So that's something that, anyway, you just have to use common sense. Common sense. Whatever you do, they will want to do. Don't try to cheat them.
So, in the age when people get old, they are anxious that they will soon going to leave this body. What do you feel about being old, and what should be our consciousness? How should we spend those days?
I don't know what should be. I can tell you what I should. I can tell you about my consciousness, but I'm not going to impose these realizations on others. I feel I should spend more time really focus on always remembering Krishna, because I don't know when death will come. My personal decision is that I should not endeavor to keep this body together. I mean, I'm not saying the right thing. It's not exactly how I feel. It's my responsibility to keep the body together, but not out of attachment to being youthful. Yes, eat well, take your supplements, exercise your brain, learn new things, but mostly learn to remember Krishna more. So whatever serves that better. Accept those things that are favorable. It's back to surrendering, right? Anakulyasa sankalpa pratikulyasa bhajana. It's the same thing, whether you're young or you're old. Same principles are there, because death could come at any time. Any of you could die before me. And we forget that. It's just when we get older, we have all the warning signs. We have the white hair and the creaking bones and the unsubmissive ligaments and
So, what challenges have you faced as a devotee, and have you, like, how you overcame those?
it's always challenges as a devotee or as a human being. It's just usually most challenges are just born from the mind and forgetfulness of Krishna. Then it brings on chain reactions. I think the biggest disease in this world is the tendency to see faults in others and to uplift oneself as being faultless. So if we can conquer that, especially conquer the ability to see good in others and fault in oneself, then a lot of challenges will go away. You have no more blame, not blaming anybody. Oh, it's because they did this, they did that. No, it's because I didn't.
Okay. So, what advice would you give to someone who is interested in learning Krishna consciousness?
Find whoever inspires you and seek their association as much as possible. I mean, obviously somebody has already seen or met someone, so try to get their association as much as possible. And take it from there, somebody else is okay, you go there too. So basically, if somebody's interested, has been given the gift of Shraddha. The next step after Shraddha is Sadhu Sangha. So you follow the same route, you just engage in Sangha with those people who are inspiring you. Then you will get opportunity for devotional service, and then you're on a roll, right? Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, you're on a roll. You're getting there. So it just starts like that.
So, in conclusion, how do you see Krishna consciousness contributing to the whole world?
I'll tell you a little story. When we did Kirtan Mela in 2012, I had two separate people come tell me the same thing. They're completely separate. I don't even know if they know each other. But basically, what they told me was, I feel that with this chanting of the holy name in Mayapur Dham, these past 4 days, we have averted a world holocaust. Not that we think that just chanting in a dham will only help ourselves. Actually, it can help the whole world, but we're not doing it very seriously. Potential is there.
It is like people say, you just chant, you just
Yes.
chant. So just chanting can do something which
Yes.
no one can do.
Yes, you have no idea of the power of the holy name. They have no idea. It can manifest so many things. They have no idea the power of the holy name. Krishna is his name himself. Not in his name, he is his name. When I came in 2010, I went to the embassy and applied for long-term visa. And they looked at me funny, and the lady said, I'm sorry, we don't give those to people like you, meaning white people. And I said, well, okay, here's my recommendation letters, and here's everything I have, and see what you can do. And then I went to sit down, and of course I was praying like crazy because I wanted to come back to Mayapur. And she came back about 20 minutes later, and she put both of her arms up in the air like this. She said, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. They gave it to you. Roll in the dust in Vrindavan, you go back to Godhead. You eat Mahaprasad and Puri, you go back to Godhead. So now these doors are going to be opened for him. Very much, I mean, we're all like worried, oh, what is it going to be like to have him here? Krishna's got a plan, and it includes that. Some purification is coming. Have faith in the holy name and chant the holy name day in and day out. Keep the holy name in your heart, on your mind, and on your tongue.
Any last message you want to give?
Do I? So am I. Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't that inspired by his kirtan. Okay, the kirtan. My son lived with him for a year, and I wasn't neither here nor there. But then I knew that he was pure, that he was true, that he was honest for my son. Then I listened to some of his lectures, and yes, awakening. Yeah, so always try to chant more and chant better.
Chant 16 in the
When you're in the Dham, you're staying here for a few days now?
like tomorrow we stayed and yesterday. Sorry, tomorrow. Yesterday we stayed here and we are planning to stay here today also, and then we'll leave.
What joins you together? You're all students from some different places.
Actually, they're my students.
Ah!
So I take the youth classes in this called Kolkata.
Yes.
The youth girls. So they
Okay.
are my, I take to other people classes
Okay.
every Sunday.
So I hope I didn't say anything you disagree with. If I said anything that was improper or offensive, it was certainly accidental. It was not meant to. So please forgive me. And so today is a very special day. It's Raghunath Das Goswami's disappearance day. Also Raghunath Bhatta's disappearance, also Krishnadas Kaviraj disappearance day. And they go perform their Rasa Manjari, whose dress as a Manjari is the color of a swan. And Rati Manjari, who pleases Radharani very much with her playing of the veena. And here's Kasturi Manjari, whose dress is like a crystal. And this is where they reside, this is Indulekha, the alcove in the wall is Indulekha's Kunja. And Rati Manjari lives next to Indulekha. And Rasa Manjari lives next to Chitra, who's in those three alcoves. So the Astasakis are present in this room, like that. Just a little something to remind me of them.
Okay. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity I don't deserve. Thank you. And please forgive if I did any mistake.
No, I was expecting a bunch of old men coming here with cameras. Big surprise. Even when we said you downstairs, I went outside the front door and I was looking for a group of old men. I saw some skirts under the tree, but